Life is a grand adventure filled with endless possibilities. But here's the catch: those possibilities only become real when you take charge. You, yes, you, have the power to shape your destiny. It's time to stop looking outside yourself for answers and start trusting your own abilities. Think about it. Every great achievement in history began with one person believing in themselves. The Wright brothers didn't wait for someone else to invent flight. They rolled up their sleeves and got to work. Thomas Edison didn't give up after thousands of failed attempts at the light bulb. He kept pushing forward, relying on his own determination. Now, I'm not saying you need to invent the next world-changing technology, but I'm saying that whatever your goals are, whatever dreams you hold dear, the key to achieving them lies within you. It's not in some self-help book, not in the latest fad diet, and certainly not in the opinion of others. It's in your mind, your heart, and your willingness to take action. Let's be clear, depending on yourself doesn't mean isolating yourself. We all need support and guidance at times. But it does mean taking responsibility for your life. It means understanding that no one else can want success for you more than you want it for yourself. Think about a child learning to walk. They fall down countless times, but they don't wait for someone to pick them up each time, do they? No, they push themselves back up, wobble a bit, and try again. That's the spirit we need to recapture as adults. Too often we let fear hold us back. Fear of failure, fear of judgment, fear of the unknown. But here's a little secret. Those fears are just illusions. They're stories we tell ourselves to stay in our comfort zones. The truth is, failure isn't the opposite of success. It's a stepping stone to success. Every no gets you closer to a yes. Every setback teaches you something valuable. So how do we learn to depend on ourselves? It starts with self-awareness. Take some time to really know yourself. What are your strengths? What are your weaknesses? What drives you? What holds you back? This isn't about judgment. It's about honest assessment. Because once you know yourself, truly know yourself, you can start to leverage your strengths and work on your weaknesses. Next, set clear goals, not vague wishes, but specific, measurable objectives. Write them down, make them real. When you have a clear target, it's much easier to chart a course to reach it. And remember, these goals should be your goals, not what someone else thinks you should do. Now develop a plan. Break those big goals down into smaller, manageable steps. Rome wasn't built in a day, and neither is personal success. Each small step you take is a victory. Celebrate those victories. They're proof that you're moving forward, that you're capable of change and growth. One of the most powerful tools in learning to depend on yourself is continuous learning. The world is constantly changing, and so should you. Read books, take courses, seek out new experiences. Every bit of knowledge you gain is another tool in your toolkit, another resource you can draw upon when facing challenges. Speaking of challenges, expect them, embrace them even. Challenges are opportunities in disguise. They're chances to prove to yourself just how capable you are. When you face a problem and solve it on your own, you build confidence. That confidence becomes a foundation for tackling even bigger challenges in the future. Discipline. Self-reliance requires self-discipline about doing what needs to be done, even when you don't feel like it. It's about keeping promises to yourself. If you say you're going to wake up early to exercise, do it. If you commit to saving money, stick to your budget. Every time you follow through on a commitment to yourself, you're building trust in your own abilities. Part of self-discipline is learning to manage your time effectively. Time is your most precious resource. You can't make more of it, but you can make the most of what you have. Prioritize your tasks. Focus on what's truly important. Learn to say no to things that don't align with your goals. Remember, every time you say yes to something, you're saying no to something else. Another crucial aspect of self-reliance is financial independence. This doesn't mean you need to be wealthy. It means living within your means, saving for the future, and making informed financial decisions. When you're not constantly worried about money, you have more mental energy to focus on your goals and personal growth. Let's address a common misconception. Self-reliance doesn't mean you have to do everything alone. It means you take the initiative. If you need help, you ask for it. If you need to learn a new skill, you seek out resources. The key is that you're driving the process. You're not waiting for someone to come along and solve your problems for you. Resilience is a cornerstone of self-reliance. Life will knock you down. That's a given. The question is, will you stay down or will you get back up? Resilient people understand that setbacks are temporary. They learn from their failures and come back stronger. They don't let circumstances define them. Instead, they define their circumstances through their responses. Part of building resilience is developing a positive mindset. This doesn't mean ignoring problems or pretending everything is perfect. It means approaching challenges with the belief that you can overcome them. It's about focusing on solutions rather than dwelling on problems. When you cultivate a positive mindset, you'll find that opportunities start to appear where you once saw only obstacles. The power of habits. Your daily habits shape your life. If you want to change your life, start by changing your habits. Want to be healthier? Develop the habit of regular exercise and healthy eating. To want to be more productive, create a morning routine that sets you up for success. Small, consistent actions lead to big results over time. One habit that's particularly powerful is the habit of self-reflection. Take time each day to think about your actions, your decisions, your progress towards your goals. What worked well? What could you improve? This isn't about beating yourself up. It's about honest assessment and continuous improvement. Another key to self-reliance is developing your problem-solving skills. Life is full of challenges, big and small. The more confident you are in your ability to solve problems, the less daunting those challenges become. Start with small problems, break them down, analyze them, come up with multiple potential solutions. As you practice, you'll find that your problem-solving muscles grow stronger. Let's address the role of failure in self-reliance. Many people are paralyzed by the fear of failure. But here's the truth: failure is not your enemy. It's your teacher. Every failure is an opportunity to learn, to grow, to become better. The most successful people in the world have failed more times than most people have even tried. Embrace failure as part of the journey. Now, I want to talk about the importance of self-trust. To truly depend on yourself, you need to trust yourself. Trust your instincts, trust your judgment, trust your abilities. This doesn't mean you'll always be right, but it does mean you'll always be learning and growing. When you trust yourself, you become more confident in your decisions, more willing to take calculated risks, more able to stand firm in the face of criticism or doubt. Part of building self-trust is keeping promises to yourself. If you say you're going to do something, do it, no excuses. When you consistently follow through on your commitments, you prove to yourself that you're reliable. This builds a deep, unshakable confidence that carries over into every area of your life. Let's talk about the power of your thoughts. Your mind is incredibly powerful. The thoughts you choose to focus on shape your reality. If you constantly tell yourself you can't do something, guess what? You probably won't be able to do it. But if you believe in yourself, if you focus on your strengths and possibilities rather than your limitations, you'll be amazed at what you can achieve. This doesn't mean ignoring reality or pretending that challenges don't exist. It means approaching those challenges with a can-do attitude. It means looking for solutions instead of dwelling on problems. It means believing in your ability to learn, grow, and overcome obstacles. Now let's address the role of passion in self-reliance. When you're passionate about something, you're more likely to persevere through difficulties. You're more willing to put in the hard work required for success. Find what ignites your passion. What makes you excited to get out of bed in the morning? What would you do even if you weren't paid for it? When you align your goals with your passions, you tap into a wellspring of motivation and energy. But passion alone isn't enough. You also need purpose. What impact do you want to have on the world? How do you want to make a difference? When you have a clear sense of purpose, it becomes easier to make decisions, set priorities, and stay focused on what truly matters. Let's talk about the importance of taking action. Knowledge is power, but only when it's applied. You can read all the self-help books in the world, attend every seminar, watch every motivational video. But if you don't take action, nothing will change. Don't wait for perfect conditions. They don't exist. Start where you are with what you have. Take that first step, no matter how small it might seem. Remember, progress is better than perfection. Too often, we let perfectionism hold us back. We wait until everything is just right before we start. But the truth is, there's no such thing as a perfect time. The best time to start was yesterday. The second best time is now. Part of taking action is being willing to step out of your comfort zone. Growth happens when you challenge yourself, when you do things that scare you a little. Every time you face a fear, you expand your comfort zone. You prove to yourself that you're capable of more than you thought. Now let's address the role of patience and self-reliance. Real, lasting change takes time. It's not about quick fixes or overnight success. It's about consistent effort over time. Think of it like compound interest. Small, consistent investments yield big returns over time. The same is true for personal growth and achievement. But patience doesn't mean passivity. It means understanding that results may not be immediate, but continuing to take action anyway. It means trusting the process, even when you can't see the results yet. It means persevering when others might give up. Let's talk about the importance of adaptability. The world is constantly changing. To truly depend on yourself, you need to be able to adapt to new situations, new challenges, new opportunities. This means being open to new ideas, willing to learn new skills, ready to change course when necessary. Flexibility is strength, not weakness. Part of being adaptable is learning to embrace uncertainty. We often seek certainty as a form of security, but the truth is, life is inherently uncertain. When you learn to be comfortable with uncertainty, you free yourself from a lot of unnecessary stress and worry. You become more able to focus on what you can control, your actions, your attitudes, your responses, rather than wasting energy on things you can't control. Now, let's address the role of self-care and self-reliance. To depend on yourself, you need to take care of yourself. This means taking care of your physical health through proper nutrition, regular exercise, and adequate sleep. It means taking care of your mental health through stress management, mindfulness practices, and seeking help when you need it. It means nurturing your relationships because even self-reliant people need support and connection. Remember, self-care isn't selfish, it's necessary. You can't pour from an empty cup. By taking care of yourself, you ensure that you have the energy, the focus, and the resilience to pursue your goals and handle whatever challenges come your way. Let's talk about the power of your words. The way you talk to yourself matters. Your internal dialogue shapes your beliefs about yourself and what you're capable of. Practice positive self-talk. Encourage yourself the way you would encourage a good friend. When you catch yourself in negative self-talk, pause and reframe it. Instead of, "I can't do this," try, "This is challenging, but I'm learning and improving." Now let's address the role of gratitude in self-reliance. It might seem counterintuitive, but practicing gratitude actually makes you more self-reliant. When you're grateful for what you have, you're less likely to depend on external validation or material possessions for your happiness. You become more content, more resilient, more able to weather life's ups and downs. Gratitude also helps you recognize your own strengths and resources. When you take time to appreciate what you've accomplished and the challenges you've overcome, you build confidence in your ability to handle future challenges. Let's talk about the importance of integrity and self-reliance. Integrity means aligning your actions with your values. It means doing the right thing even when no one is watching. When you live with integrity, you build trust, not just with others, but with yourself. You know that you can depend on yourself to do what's right, to keep your word, to live up to your own standards. Now, let's address the role of courage and self-reliance. Courage isn't the absence of fear. It's the willingness to act despite fear. Every time you do something that scares you, you grow stronger. You prove to yourself that you're capable of facing your fears. This builds a deep, unshakable confidence that carries over into every area of your life. Remember, courage isn't just about big, dramatic actions. It's also about the small, everyday choices. The courage to speak up when something isn't right. The courage to admit when you're wrong. The courage to try again after a failure. These small acts of courage add up over time, shaping you into a person who can truly depend on themselves. Let's talk about the power of visualization and self-reliance. Your mind is a powerful tool. When you vividly imagine yourself succeeding, you're more likely to take the actions necessary to make that success a reality. Find time each day visualizing your goals. See yourself overcoming challenges, achieving your objectives, living the life you want to live. This isn't just daydreaming, it's mental rehearsal for success. Now let's address the importance of boundaries and self-reliance. Setting and maintaining healthy boundaries is crucial. It means knowing when to say no, when to prioritize your own needs, when to step back from situations or relationships that drain your energy or compromise your values. Strong boundaries allow you to focus on what's truly important to you, rather than constantly reacting to demands and expectations of others. Let's talk about the role of curiosity in self-reliance. Curious people are lifelong learners. They're always asking questions, always seeking to understand more about themselves and the world around them. Cultivate your curiosity. Ask questions, explore new ideas, try new things. The more you learn, the more resources you have to draw upon when facing challenges or pursuing goals. Now let's address the importance of forgiveness and self-reliance. This includes forgiving others, but perhaps more importantly, forgiving yourself. We all make mistakes. We all have regrets, but holding on to past mistakes or harboring resentment only holds you back. Learn from your mistakes, make amends where necessary, and then let go. Forgiveness frees you to focus on the present and the future rather than being stuck in the past. Let's talk about the power of your environment in self-reliance. While true self-reliance comes from within, your environment can either support or hinder your efforts. Surround yourself with people who believe in you, who encourage your growth, who challenge you to be your best self. Create a physical environment that supports your goals and values. Remove or minimize influences that drain your energy or pull you off course. Now let's address the role of consistency in self-reliance. Success isn't about making the right choice once. It's about making the right choice over and over again, day after day. It's about showing up, putting in the work, staying committed to your goals, even when you don't feel like it. Consistency builds momentum. It turns actions into habits and habits into lasting change. Let's talk about the importance of self-awareness in self-reliance. The better you understand yourself, your strengths, your weaknesses, your motivations, your fears, the better equipped you are to make decisions that align with your true self. Practice regular self-reflection. Pay attention to your thoughts, your emotions, your reactions. The more self-aware you become, the more effectively you can navigate life's challenges and opportunities. Now let's address the role of responsibility and self-reliance. Taking responsibility for your life means acknowledging that you are the author of your own story. It means recognizing that while you can't control everything that happens to you, you can always control your response. When you take full responsibility for your life, you reclaim your power. You stop being a victim of circumstances and start being the creator of your own destiny. Let's talk about the power of focus in self-reliance. In a world full of distractions, the ability to focus is a superpower. Learn to concentrate your energy and attention on what truly matters. Prioritize your goals. Eliminate or minimize distractions. Practice being fully present whatever you're doing. When you can focus your mind and your efforts, you become far more effective in achieving your goals. Now let's address the importance of resilience and self-reliance. Life will throw curveballs. You will face setbacks and disappointments. The key is not to avoid these challenges, but to build the resilience to bounce back from them. See every setback as an opportunity to learn and grow. Resilience isn't something you're born with. It's a skill you can develop. It's like a muscle that grows stronger with use. Each time you face a challenge and overcome it, you're building your resilience. You're proving to yourself that you can handle whatever life throws your way. One key aspect of resilience is perspective. How you view a situation can often be more important than the situation itself. When faced with a setback, ask yourself, what can I learn from this? How can this make me stronger? What opportunities might this create? By reframing challenges as opportunities, you shift from a victim mindset to an empowered one. Remember, some of the most successful people in history faced enormous setbacks. Thomas Edison's teachers said he was too stupid to learn anything. He went on to hold over 1,000 patents. Walt Disney was fired from a newspaper for lacking imagination. He built an entertainment empire. These individuals didn't succeed despite their setbacks. They succeeded because of what they learned from those setbacks. The power of persistence. Persistence is the engine of self-reliance. It's what keeps you going when things get tough. It's what turns dreams into reality. Persistence doesn't mean blindly hammering away at a problem. It means being willing to adapt your approach, to learn from your mistakes, to try new strategies, but never giving up on your ultimate goal. Think about water. It's soft, it's flexible, but over time it can carve canyons out of solid rock. That's the power of persistence. It's not about sudden, dramatic actions. It's about consistent effort over time. It's about getting up one more time than you fall down. Let's address the role of personal standards in self-reliance. Your standards define what you expect from yourself, what you're willing to accept, and what you're not. When you raise your standards, you raise your performance. You start to demand more from yourself. You become less willing to settle for mediocrity. This doesn't mean setting unrealistic expectations. It means continually challenging yourself to be a little bit better, to reach a little bit higher. It means refusing to use excuses or blame others for your circumstances. When you hold yourself to high standards, you naturally become more self-reliant because you're no longer waiting for someone else to push you or motivate you. The importance of self-discipline and self-reliance. Self-discipline is the ability to make yourself do what you know you should do, even when you don't feel like it. It's the bridge between goals and accomplishment. Without self-discipline, you're at the mercy of your moods, your impulses, your immediate desires. Self-discipline isn't about punishing yourself or denying yourself pleasure. It's about delayed gratification. It's about choosing the pain of discipline over the pain of regret. It's about doing the hard work now so you can enjoy the benefits later. One powerful way to build self-discipline is through daily habits. Start small. Choose one area of your life where you want to improve and commit to a small daily action. Maybe it's reading for 15 minutes each day, or doing 10 push-ups, or writing 100 words. The specific action doesn't matter as much as the consistency. As you follow through on these small commitments, you build trust with yourself. You prove that you can rely on yourself to do what you say you'll do. Let's address the role of emotional intelligence in self-reliance. Emotional intelligence is the ability to recognize, understand, and manage your own emotions, as well as the emotions of others. When you're emotionally intelligent, you're less likely to be swayed by momentary feelings or to react impulsively to situations. Developing emotional intelligence starts with self-awareness. Pay attention to your emotions. What triggers them? How do they affect your thoughts and behaviors? As you become more aware of your emotional patterns, you can start to manage them more effectively. You can choose your response rather than being controlled by your reactions. The power of continuous learning and self-reliance. The world is constantly changing, and to remain self-reliant, you need to keep growing and adapting. Embrace a mindset of lifelong learning. Ask questions. Seek out new experiences and perspectives. Learning doesn't just mean formal education. It can be reading books, listening to podcasts, having conversations with people different from you, trying new hobbies. Every new piece of knowledge or skill you acquire is another tool in your toolkit, another resource you can draw upon when facing challenges or pursuing opportunities. Let's address the importance of financial literacy and self-reliance. Understanding how to manage money, make informed financial decisions, and plan for the future is crucial for true independence. This doesn't mean you need to become a financial expert, but it does mean learning the basics of budgeting, saving, investing, and managing debt. Financial self-reliance isn't about how much money you have. It's about how well you manage what you have. It's about living within your means, saving for the future, and making your money work for you rather than being a slave to it. The role of health and wellness in self-reliance. Your physical and mental health are foundational to everything else in your life. When you're healthy, you have more energy, more focus, more resilience to handle life's challenges. By taking care of your health is a form of self-reliance. It means taking responsibility for your well-being rather than relying on others to fix you when things go wrong. This includes regular exercise, healthy eating, getting enough sleep, managing stress, and seeking help when you need it. Let's address the importance of decision-making skills and self-reliance. Every day, you make countless decisions that shape your life. The more confident you are in your ability to make good decisions, the more self-reliant you become. Effective decision-making isn't about always making the right choice. It's about having a process for making choices, being willing to take calculated risks, and learning from the outcomes of your decisions. It's about gathering information, considering alternatives, and then having the courage to act. One powerful decision-making tool is to consider your future self. When faced with a choice, ask yourself, how will I feel about this decision in a year? In 5 years? This perspective can help you make choices that align with your long-term goals and values, rather than just your immediate desires. The power of self-expression and self-reliance. Being able to express your thoughts, feelings, and ideas clearly and confidently is a crucial aspect of independence. This doesn't mean you need to become a great orator or writer. It means developing the ability to articulate your needs, stand up for your beliefs, and share your unique perspective with the world. Self-expression also includes creative pursuits. Whether it's through art, music, writing, or any other form of creativity, expressing yourself helps you understand yourself better. It gives you an outlet for your emotions and ideas. It allows you to process your experiences and make meaning from them. Let's address the role of personal values in self-reliance. Your values are your internal compass. They guide your decisions, shape your character, and define what success means to you. When you're clear about your values, you're less likely to be swayed by external pressures or other people's expectations. Take some time to identify your core values. What principles are most important to you? Honesty, kindness, innovation, adventure. Once you're clear on your values, use them as a filter for your decisions and actions. When you live in alignment with your values, you naturally become more self-reliant because you're guided by your own internal standards rather than external influences. The importance of self-compassion and self-reliance. Being self-reliant doesn't mean being hard on yourself. In fact, self-compassion is crucial for true independence. It means treating yourself with the same kindness and understanding that you would offer a good friend. Self-compassion is especially important when you face setbacks or make mistakes. Instead of harsh self-criticism, practice self-compassion. Acknowledge that everyone makes mistakes and faces challenges. Learn from the experience, but don't dwell on it. Treat it as a stepping stone rather than a stumbling block. Let's address the role of mindfulness in self-reliance. Mindfulness is the practice of being fully present in the moment, aware of your thoughts and feelings without judgment. When you're mindful, you're less likely to be carried away by worries about the future or regrets about the past. You're more able to respond thoughtfully to situations rather than reacting impulsively. Practicing mindfulness can be as simple as taking a few deep breaths and focusing on the present moment. It can be paying full attention to what you're doing, whether it's eating a meal, having a conversation, or working on a task. The more you practice mindfulness, the more centered and self-reliant you become. The power of initiative in self-reliance. Initiative is about taking action without being prompted. It's about seeing what needs to be done and doing it. It's about creating opportunities rather than waiting for them to come to you. Taking initiative means being proactive rather than reactive. It means not waiting for perfect conditions, but making the best of the conditions you have. Every time you take initiative, you're building your self-reliance muscle. You're proving to yourself that you have the power to make things happen. Let's address the importance of networking and self-reliance. This might seem counterintuitive. After all, isn't networking about relying on others? But true self-reliance isn't about isolation. It's about having the skills and confidence to build and maintain relationships that support your goals. Effective networking is about giving as much as you receive. It's about building genuine connections based on mutual respect and shared interests. When you have a strong network, you have access to more resources, more information, more opportunities. But you're not dependent on any one person or group. You're able to navigate your network with confidence and independence. The role of self-reflection in self-reliance. Regular self-reflection allows you to learn from your experiences, track your progress, and stay aligned with your goals and values. It's about taking the time to check in with yourself, to assess what's working and what isn't, to celebrate your successes and learn from your setbacks. Self-reflection can take many forms. It might be journaling at the end of each day, taking a quiet walk to think through a problem, or setting aside time each week to review your goals and plan for the future. The key is to make it a regular practice, a habit that supports your ongoing growth and self-reliance. Let's address the importance of adaptability and self-reliance. In a world that's constantly changing, the ability to adapt is crucial. This doesn't mean changing who you are at your core. It means being flexible in your approach, being willing to learn new skills, being open to new ideas and perspectives. Adaptability is about resilience in the face of change. It's about seeing change not as a threat, but as an opportunity for growth. When you're adaptable, you're not thrown off course by unexpected events. Instead, you're able to adjust your sails and keep moving towards your goals. The power of personal responsibility and self-reliance. Taking personal responsibility means owning your life, your choices, your actions, your results. It means not blaming others or circumstances for your situation, but recognizing that you have the power to shape your life. This doesn't mean that external factors don't affect you. Of course they do. But personal responsibility is about focusing on what you can control. Your attitudes, your efforts, your responses to situations. When you take full responsibility for your life, you reclaim your power. You stop being a victim of circumstances and start being the author of your own story. In conclusion, learning to depend on yourself is a lifelong journey. It's not about reaching a destination, but about continual growth and development. It's about building the skills, the mindset, and the resilience to navigate life's challenges and opportunities with confidence and independence. Remember, you have within you everything you need to create the life you want. You have the power to shape your destiny, to overcome obstacles, to achieve your dreams. Trust in yourself. Believe, take action towards your goals, and always keep learning and growing. Your journey of self-reliance starts now. Every step you take, every challenge you face, every decision you make is an opportunity to grow stronger, more confident, more independent. Embrace this journey. Embrace the power within you. The world is waiting for what you have to offer. Go forth with courage, with determination, and with the unshakable belief that you can depend on yourself to create the life you desire.